mech games and shit. But let me catch up with the comments real quick. Not no more. I've heard apparently, but the way from when I seen the gameplay, it's like, that's what I meant. Like, it's easier. Like, the camera kind of goes for you, but I still seen that it has the AI thing. Like, I guess he has the numbers and shit. So it still does retain a bit of what the old Armored Core games have. That's why I said, like, being a lightweight build, you can't dominate, but also it's more essential. Because the more out of the center of their screen you are, the harder the AI you have is gonna have to lock on. Because you can have a lock on, sure, but your AI at the end of the day still needs that thing to be in the center. And that's where you kick in, which I like. I think it's a good balance. Armored Core 4 already kind of had this. It's weird that people brought it up. Also, it's like, Armored Core 4 already kind of had a soft lock on, but you still have to move the camera to be in the center so the camera could do better. Like, I recall, too. Like, I played 4. I was like, when people were bitching about 6 having... It's like, okay, it has a hard lock on in the cam... I mean, I don't know if the camera switches for you. I didn't see that. Like I said, I'll see when the game comes out. To me, it's like, you can watch shit so much, but until you play the game, you know, it's like, eh. You know, and like I said, I don't like spoiling stuff for myself too much because it's still too early. But to me, as long as 90% of the 75% of the game is Armored Core, I don't give a fuck. You know, you found out that game's accuracy. Oh, see, okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. If you have a hard lock on, you will more often not lose soft lock soul penalty for the. Yeah, okay, I did hear apparently that there was like I heard a rumor of something about that self balance. We don't know yet, right? And the main thing is like. Unless you like know the develop, this is what I do, right? Like if I really care, I just start, because I speak some Japanese, I just watch some of the documentary stuff with the devs. And like I said, with Street Fighter 6 is the reason I got master rank with Luke pretty much near the beta, because I studied the fuck out of Street Fighter 6. But with Armored Core, I've been in the blind for the most part just to be excited, because I'm like, I'm confident. I'm honestly confident From Software will do a decent job. I don't know if it'll do as good a job as they did with 3 and 4. That's right. I don't think it'll be as good as 3 and 4. But I think it'll at least make me happy as an Armored Core fan, right? You know, that's my expectation. That's all I'm really asking. Demon X Machina. See, right? Like, Demon X Machina, that game. But, I mean, I don't know. I heard a lot of people like it. But if you think it was okay, you know, SD Gundam Battle Generation. I'll say this one. I don't care for Gundam. I'm glad Gundam's keeping drugs off the Japanese streets. Oh. Gunpla. It kind of mainstream since Titanfall. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about mechs. They're like in a weird thing where like everyone likes them. They're not a niche thing, but getting into mech stuff is niche. I know that's weird. Like it's weird because for the longest time I was new about Armored Core, but once I was like doing other stuff, and because I'm in the fighting game community, I was surprised how many people didn't know about Armored Core. And that's like arguably one of the most well-known mech series outside of like Gundam. But to me, I consider Gundam more anime than mech. And personally, I don't know about you guys, I hate most mech anime. I think they're garbage. Like, you know, it's weird. There's like, we live in a, like, here's the 3 states of mech in general. You got your shitty mainstream garbage like Gundam. Sorry if any of you guys are Gundam fans, I just don't care for it. You got your hardcore mech shit like Hawken and like Armored Core. And then you have like mech is there, but it's like a background. Good example, look at Code Geass. Like, mechs are almost like tanks and planes. It makes sense because that's what they kind of are. They're like a good background thing. Like, you need something else. You know, it seems like a lot of people can't just be by the mech aesthetic alone. Like, it's cool, but they can never own. And Harkin and Armored Core are that like a motherfucker. They don't spoon feed you a story, bro. Like, you're there because you fucking love mechs. And you know what? It makes sense. They're not exactly the easiest thing to... I mean, look at it like this. World of Tanks is niche as fuck. No one's arguing that. Ace Combat is fairly niche too. It's not that... So the only reason mechs are higher is because they're just cooler than both. That's it. They're also harder to maneuver than tanks. I feel they're harder to start than planes, or not really, because I play more Armored Ace Combat. That definitely has a harder learning curve and maybe a higher skill ceiling than, not skill ceiling, but higher learning ceiling than Armored Core. I haven't played enough Ace Combat or competitive to really gouge that, right? And I'm not gonna say shit I don't know, you know. But Ace Combat does not, like, them flight games do not fucking play, bro. Like learning to fly a plane definitely took me longer than to move a fucking mech. I'm not bullshitting you on that one, but it was an extremely rewarding experience. But Titanfall, like I said, the mechs were always like already kind of like, but Titanfall, more people cared, oh, it's a shooter. Oh, it has mechs, that's sick. But the funny thing is, to further prove my point how mechs are a niche, as an Armored Core player, dude, whenever I got in a mech, I clapped. Like, you got all these COD and Counter-Strike players, whatever. They're good on the ground, sure. They get in a mech, they're ass. Like, dude, 90% of Titanfall players suck dick on a mech, dude. Like, they suck. Because they don't realize it's not the same as fighting on the ground. It's a completely different meta, dude. Completely different meta. Right, exactly. I agree. I care that it's I'm bored. I mean, I'm busy with Street Fighter 6. So I'm not bored. It's just fuck. Yeah, Zoomers don't know. Yeah, Zoomers don't know shit. I think it had some of the best games of any game. I like it. The co-op mission. Yeah, I like that it had co-op too. Seeing the single player was kind of meh. Ah, that's kind of disappointing. Yeah. Core game is solid, but like, yep, hopefully the sequel addresses the single player. Who knows, man? Fuck, who knows? Straight booty. Oh, Hawken just died off. I play War Thunder, tanks, I'm pretty... Oh, I love War Thunder. War Thunder's sick. What happened? Yeah, Hawkins just died off. I think part of the problem is their PvE was kind of boring, and then they scrapped it. And I think part of it, again, Hawkins shows that just mechs are just kind of niche. Like Hawkins the kind of mech that wants to ground itself really hard. Like, Armored Core is like a good blend of like the anime and grounded. Like, just look at how the robots are. They're very stiff, whatever. You have to really... And a lot of people just don't vibe with that. Like, good example, like, there's a reason why fighting games for the most part are not as popular as used to be in the 90s. People don't like putting work for their fucking effort, like work or effort into their gaming. Especially now. Think about it now. People want their shit spoon-fed. They want an easy mode. Oh, I'm calling it how much you want to bet people are gonna bitch Armored Core doesn't have an easy mode. And then you take something like Armored Core, which is like, in my opinion, like the third strike of mech games and video games in general, where it's like there is a learning curve. Like you have to have patience, and most of these Zoomers do not have patience, dude. Hell no. Like, they do not. Like, there's a reason, like I said, if I asked anyone what would be my 3 competitive games, oh, it'd be like this, bro. It'd be like, oh, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Unreal Tournament, Armored Core. Those would be my big 3. Like, the fact that I would have if you're getting, then you know it's some big dick shit. And guess what? I love big dick shit. I like things that are crackhead as fuck, fat ass learning curve, and a fat ass high ceiling, bro. That's the shit I fucking love. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, it is. No, it is. But the thing is, this started since 4. Like, it was already approachable since 4, because 4, I do have to admit, I love 4. It's my favorite, but it definitely has some of the easier missions of the entire series, and they mainstreamed the controls because of the analogs. But to be honest, I think that was a necessary thing, because the aiming with up and down with triggers is the dumbest, most annoying shit on earth. Yes, it was part of the appeal, you know, and part of the learning, but with the direction where Armored Core was going, no, we needed to have dual analog sticks. Miss me with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a fun thing to learn, but the problem is when mechs start to be able to move up and down so much and side to side. Yeah, no, fuck that shit. Give me analog sticks, bro. And that's my only problem with 6 is I seen a great video that said 6 will not be as fast as 4. And it's like, yeah, I agree. It's not going to be as crackhead fast. But anyways, take it from me. Take it from fighting games. The reason they're helping grow a lot more is I hate to say it, but that is true. Thanks to Street Fighter 5, we've seen it. They made inputs a lot more lenient. They got rid of a lot of different things, yada yada. If you guys know fighting games, you know what I'm talking about. 6 even has some of this stuff. At the end of the day, video games are more popular, and thanks to other games and modern standards, people like things to be easier. I'm okay with simplifying something. I feel there's a good balance. I feel Street Fighter 5 struck just the right amount of balance. And we've seen already 6 with 5, okay, whatever, it's dumbed down, everyone calls it. Same with Guilty Gear Strive. Everyone says Guilty Gear Strive is Street Fighter 5 of Guilty Gear. But then, here's where I'm at. Help the series get bigger, because I care about the series actually making money. You can dumb down some of the things. The next sequel comes out, like, because it does good enough, you can make it harder. And Street Fighter 6 is already that. Street Fighter 5 is one of the easiest Street Fighters to play. There's no cap about that. It's not hard from get to low level to high level, but there's a bigger curve going from high to pro. Street Fighter 6, okay, it has some stuff still carried over from 5, easier combos, whatever, but it started bringing back depth that all the other Street Fighter 3 games have, to the point where Street Fighter 6 is now one of the hardest Street Fighter games to play. And that's why I'm okay with some series that are notoriously hard dumbing themselves a little bit, like still keeping enough where, you know, like it's still things like, let's a good example, maybe there's something that was harder to execute in Armored Core 4 or 3 and they just make it easier. I'm okay with it as long as they don't just completely make it to the point where it's dumb as hell. You know, where like everybody can do it. Gears of War is a great example. Gears of War 3, wall bouncing was immaculately hard in 2, where it was nearly impossible. Then in 3, okay, it's not dumb, but it was still tight. Then in 4, it got dumbed down. Like, as long as you practice, you could do it. Then in 5, everyone could wall bounce, no practice. You know what I'm saying? There's a sweet spot. And Gears of War failed. Street Fighter 5 did it good. They did it. Anybody can do it with practice. That's my thing. I'm okay with you guys doing something. Anybody can do it. It's easier, but you still got to put in effort. That's my caveat. Don't make it like Gears of War 5 where everyone can now do this high level technique. It's no longer high level if everybody can do it. You get what I'm saying? As long as we know that eventually that mechanic can go back. Because good example. Best is the best way to put it. Again, going back to Guilty Gear. Nobody knew what Guilty Gear was until Strive. Part of it was marketing, right? And what did help to sell it besides the aesthetics, this and that? It was easier. It had the flashy anime aesthetic, but without all the crazy bullshit and the difficulty. And all the old school Guilty Gear players, you guys see the trend here. Oh, Armored Core, Guilty Gear Strive is stupid. I'm gonna just stick to Axicore. Yeah, Guilty Gear Strive sold over 1 million copies. Guilty Gear Rev couldn't even touch half that fucking number. You get what I'm saying? If I want Armored Core to stick around, I'm okay with them dumbing some things down as long as they do the Street Fighter syndrome. Introduce old mechanics slowly back to get people accustomed to it, because they will people who like it are gonna stick around and get better. You get what I'm saying? That's why I always give shit to Guilty Gear players. Same with some old school Armored Core players. Like, bro, if it wasn't for the dumbing down, you would not get it. Like, literally, the director of Guilty Gear said, if this game doesn't do good, we're just done with Guilty Gear. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as you might hate the normies, the Zoomer, this and that, you need them. You need them to sell your shit. Street Fighter V is living proof of that. Same with 6. You have to do some small... There's a smart way about it. Like I said, there's bad ways and good ways. It all depends on the developer wants to do it. Or you could be like Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is not doing good things. I mean, now it's doing it. There's good example. Jin has a combo called the $100 combo. It's a combo that's so hard. Someone paid $100 for someone else to do it. Homie took an hour and he's like, yeah, that was worth the $100. All of you in chat can do that combo with just memorizing it. You don't even have to practice. You could just do it. Tekken 8 is a bad way to do it. So look at that bad examples. Gears of War 5, bad example to dumb down your game. Tekken 8, bad example. When you're doing things that actually require high skill and it's what makes you unique, you know, that's the high level, you've absolutely ruined the appeal. But if you make something like the links from Street Fighter 4, everyone can do them in 5, but as long as you practice, they're just not as hard. I'm with it, you know? Like, I get it. Not everyone grew up with these hard-ass games, right? I think it's fine if someone can look at that, oh, it's achievable, I just can practice it. Whereas Street Fighter 4, like, literally, I looked at Street Fighter 4 combos and I went, I can never do that shit. You know? And that actually appealed to me. I bought Street Fighter 5 because I heard the combos were easier. You know what I'm saying? When a game has a reputation for being so hard, that automatically is going to scare people away, right? But if you hear, oh, they're easier in the next one, the person automatically is going to check it out. It doesn't matter how much. They just know that it's not as hard as the last one. They're like, all right, fuck it, I'll check it out. That's why I feel like, dumb it down, but just a little bit. Don't go all the way. You know, and that's what I want to say on that. And that's why with Armored Core 6, like, all these people, it's like, bro, you're like me, you play 1,000 games, you've seen this shit before, bro. Like I said, I already mentioned Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, Gears of War, Tekken. Like, I got experience. I've been in the trenches, bro. Like, Armored Core people, and I'm sitting here like, you knew? Bitch, heck, I played BB Tag. Everyone bitched about that fighting game being dumbed down. I thought that game was godlike. Easiest combos to do in any fighting game. Highest fucking skill ceiling. One of my favorite fighting games of all time. You literally can mash square to do combos, bro. Let that sink in. But if any of you guys in chat want to face me and BB Tag, y'all ain't winning shit, bro. On God. You can mash square. Everybody in here can do a combo. Heck, I could teach you how to do a half health combo in 2 minutes, and in 10 minutes you guys can do it. That's how easy BB Tag is. But for you to actually land it on me, boy, good luck with that shit. You ain't landing shit. And I think that's a good, again, 50-50. Anyone can get in and get like, oh man, look at how good I am. But then like once you know how skill setting goes, oh fuck. Then you have something everyone can strive to achieve, right? And then from there, if there's enough people like Call of Duty where you sell like 20 million copies, then all right, cool, make that game hard as dick. You know, fuck it. Because at that point, then people are invested. They're going to buy the next one, right? Now you got to buy the balls. That's my strat. You know, I should be goddamn director for all these fucking video game companies. But that's the whole thing. I don't mind approachability. I hate when they just completely dumb something down. I don't mind approachability. Like I said, Street Fighter 6 has $1 million prize pool for a reason, dude. Because they introduced modern controls. And in my opinion, I don't think modern controls are OP. Like, there's only one person I'm scared of. His name is Tokido, and it's specifically Luke. Anybody else, everyone's like, oh, modern Zangief is scary. Like, dude, I cannot... Again, uniqueness. Doing a standing 720 is hard as shit. But in modern, everybody can do it. So by my logic, oh, it's broken. Here's the thing. Modern controls does less damage. And there are inherent weaknesses. You lose some buttons. And in a fighting game like Street Fighter, losing even just one button can fuck up your meta. Especially as Geef to me. It's like... And here's the other thing. I'm so skilled with Zangief, to me, I'm already a modern player. I can already do a standing 720. I don't need modern controls, you know? And I think that's why Street Fighter, people bitching about modern, it's like, nah. Like, if you're losing a modern, you just straight up suck or you're not good enough. It's one of the two, brother. I'm never bitching about modern controls. And again, like I said, same with the hard lock-on. You can do it, but you're going to take a penalty for it. I think that's fair. Give them the options, but... make it so if they ever try to, you know, oh, I'm as good as a pro player, sure. That one small weakness you think wasn't a big deal is gonna destroy you. Like, oh yeah, I have modern, I can do the combos, yeah, but now they do like half the damage. And meanwhile, I do one combo, I'm getting all that damage, bro. You ain't getting none of it. It's one of the reasons I'm never touching Modern. I think losing 25% damage is too much, honestly. Especially and funny in Street Fighter, combos don't matter. Footsies matter way more, you know? Same with Armored Core. Oh, there's a lock-on. Like, do you have any idea how fast fucking mechs move in this goddamn game, dog? Like, motherfuckers are barely in the center of the screen. And then they move left, right. So even if they are in the screen, it's like, alright, bruh. Time for you to guess if he's going up, down, left, or right, brother. Yeah, no? Shit. Like I said, yeah, went so hard on empowering the player, the controls feel sublime. I mean, the thing is, and here's the thing, I got into Armored Core because of 4. I tried playing 2 back in the day, I hated it. So I'm a living example, like I said. I'm a living example of all these things. I tried out 5 because I thought 4 was too hard. I tried out 4 because it actually felt good to control and like 2. I tried out Guilty Gear Strive because I just heard about it and I heard it wasn't like super. I always knew Guilty Gear was notoriously hard. I heard Strive was easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm living proof of that shit. But guess what? I grew to learn it and love it, and I played the older titles, and they're fucking harder. And now, dude, I'm playing 3. You know, like, anyone likes it. You want people to get in through the gate. And they're like, man, I like this. Like, let's say 6 is ass and it's super dumb. Someone's like, oh man, I love 6. Are there more? Oh yeah, you can check out the other ones. But they love the series so much, they're willing. Now they know that they like it. They get what the core of the game is, and they're willing to be like, yo, I'll play this janky PS1 game. And then they get to appreciate that janky PS1 game for what it is, right? You know, like I said, I believe there's a healthy amount of, like, you gatekeep weirdos who want to ruin your series, right? Like, people who want to make it woke or completely make it something different. Yeah, fuck those people. But I'm not like, oh no, only these people can play Armored Core yet. Like, no, fuck that shit. Like, video games are for everybody except the assholes who want to ruin it. That's the philosophy.